Okay, welcome to Trainroomgary. Today I'm down in the shop watching a little TV, but the main part of today's demo is going to take place over here on the workbench. And we're going to show you how to build your own track cleaning car. Now some of the things you're going to need to do this is you're going to need some kind of flat car or gondola car. This is what we're going to use to build the track cleaning car out of. You're also going to need some rubbing alcohol, or you want to go first class track cleaning. A straw I like to use to get it out of get the alcohol out of the container. Some type of straight edge, and the most important thing is these things here called erase away erasers. They're multiple use. They're sold under many different brand names. This happens to be a Target brand name. The true name for it is Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. That's the official trademark. But these are the no-name brands. This comes 4 in a pack. I'm going to take out one of these so you can see what it looks like. And we're going to turn this into our pad for cleaning the track. Alright, this is the pad. This happens to be the perfect width. You know, you could put your straight edge on here and, you know, push down on it, take an X-Acto blade and trim it down a little bit, but this one's pretty close. This allows for a swing out and also going over switches. Does a better job. We'll put this under the car in the center. What you can see here is that it's a bit too high. So I'm going to shave some of this down, and it's kind of a guessing game. So I just put a new blade in my X-Acto tool here. And I'm going to try to shave this thing down. And I could use a steel straight edge. I'm kind of eyeball, but this is the part that's going to go against the track, so there's some forgiveness on this if you don't get it quite right. And we'll just kind of peel this back. It's kind of like cleaning fish. Went all the way around. Come back this way. And just pulling it back. And we'll have to adjust it a little bit to fit the car. Now let's see how we're doing now. Let's take a guess on here and put this under the car. And we still got to take some more off. We're close. Now I do put weights on it just here to help weight this down. I am pretty close, because I am going to put some weight on here to keep this eraser against the track. So I see a little bit of high spots here in the corners. I'm going to take some of this off. And a little bit on this side. Alright, let's see how that looks. Okay, that's got it pretty good. Alright, I got that where I want it. I got a dead center in the car, and it's a little bit of weight on this will help keep it down under the track and add more weight, but a little bit of track pressure would be helpful, because what's going to happen here, this is going to run over the track, and this is the cleaning side here, nice smooth side. Even though it's a little rough, I'm using hot glue. That's going to fill in some of the problems. So So I'll take my hot glue here. Look at the car one more time just to see where it's going to meet at. Just a little bit to the inside, about 1/8 of an inch off the sponge. I'll run this material around. And then look for the rails that are on the car here. As you can see, I used this before. Took the other one off and just put some glue across this. And across this little beam. And I'm running out of glue, which is not good, so I'll have to grab another stick of glue and force it in here. You can clean them. And now I'm going to put this thing on, the actual eraser. And let's see how that's looking. It's looking pretty good. Grab something close by for weight. And let that set up. For about 5 minutes. And we'll take an iced tea break and continue. Okay, right now we got the track cleaning car ready to go. I could use the expensive official Lionel track cleaning, but I'm going to go ahead and just use rubbing alcohol. Well, many drugstores happen to be CVS, but just stick a straw on here, pull some out, and then just drip it on the pad so you get a good covering. Now I find I run tubular track, I don't have much problem with oxidation. You guys are the model railroads using the brass track. My understanding is, I have never used it, but oxidation is quite a problem because you got to use that eraser tool quite often to get the track clean. And I have one of those here, which I'll show you in a second. I'm making a little bit of a mess here. Just pour a little bit on here. Because I found the biggest thing I have for my track, my system, is that tendency to put too much oil on the engines and put on too much smoke fluid and overdo it, leaks into the track. And that gives you some slippery points. The best tool, I keep in this little canner so I can find it. This is a small thing. It's the Lionel official track eraser, and by keeping it in this little can over by the transformers, I can always find it. It's the kind of thing you can lay down in your shop. It could end up anywhere. So my rule is I put in this can. I got the can over by the ZW, and I always know where my track cleaning thing is. But this tool you got to use by hand. You just got to go in there and a little bit of elbow grease. You got a spot that's giving you some problems. You go there, and like I say, my biggest problem is putting on or installing too much smoke fluid. All right, let's go back to the railroad. We got the gap set up, and let's mount this car. And what I've done here is I've added some weight to it, and just a little minor adjustment on the cleaning pad, and let's give it a try. And it gets down to the trestle, it's kind of tight. Take it slow through here, so I may have to stop and hit the trestle. And it seems to be going through that pretty good. I said, I just use that railroad tie as a way to weight it down. So we're going to stop it here and let's take a look and see how much dirt we picked up. And this is only 2 times around, and you can see the thing is, you know, basically pitch black. So I did a good job of cleaning the tracks. And I got to do this, you know, 3 more times. And I have 3 main lines. The sidings, I usually just, you know, put this car and run it by hand on the sidings. But I have places like going through tunnels and things where I can't reach. So I'll run this on all 4 main lines, get them cleaned up. And the last and most important tool, the most important tool that we talked about was the Lionel track eraser. And it's good to go around your layout with this once in a while too. This is probably the best tool. But I found that cleaning pad, or the cleaning eraser that you can get at Target or Walmart or any place on a brand name with Mr. Clean, and that's a good job. You saw how dirty that thing came out when we were all finished. So one more time, let's look at the pad. I think it did a good job, and we picked up a lot of gunk, and that's not bad for 2 times around. Yeah, you run it 3 or 4 times around and you can get more. But I'm going to do 3 more main lines. But this is how you do it. Make your own track cleaning car. Basically, use any kind of car, a box car, anything you want. And if they add some weight to it to keep that white Mr. Clean sponge against the track, and I had to do a little trimming there on it. But I got it on, I got it level, and I got it to work. So it's a homemade track cleaning car along with the Lionel eraser. You can keep your track clean and running. And like I said, if you have dirty track, it's not good. Nothing's going to run right. You can get slippage with the engine tires. But I clean my track probably, I'd say every 2 months. I use a track eraser on an as-need basis. I have a spot where I drop oil onto the track or smoke fluid. You know, I get a rag over there and clean it up, and then I run a track eraser over it. So once again, thanks for watching Trainroomgary on how to make a track cleaning car.